Have you ever looked at a map and seen this small circular country completely surrounded by South Africa? That country's Lesotho, and it looks pretty cool, but you are probably wondering why it exists. Okay, this story starts in the 17th century with the Bantu people who had come down to southern Africa, and a subgroup called the Lesotho or just Sotho people formed. The Sotho weren't the first people to come to the region, but they are the main ethnic group in Lesotho and are responsible for the Lesotho state. At first, the Lesotho had many different kingdoms over what is modern-day Lesotho and South Africa, but these kingdoms would be united under King Moshu Moshu I, who was kind of like the George Washington of Lesotho. The first Europeans to come to the region were the Dutch, but that didn't last long because the Netherlands was taken over by Napoleon, so the Dutch couldn't really colonize anymore. The next people to colonize South Africa were the British, and they formed what they called Cape Colony, which is in modern-day southwest South Africa. This caused the Dutch to be pushed up close to Lesotho land. The Dutch, who were now called the Boers, started fighting the Lesotho, and the Boers were winning, which meant they were taking over more land. King Moshu Moshu would ask the British for help against the Boers, and the British agreed, but Lesotho would now be a British protectorate, which means that they would give up some of their autonomy. In 1871, Lesotho would be annexed by Cape Colony, which means that they were no longer separate from Cape Colony, but the Lesotho didn't like this, and in 1884, they would become a protectorate state again, but were now called Basutoland. In the early to mid-1900s, Basutoland was not doing great economically, so the people started to rise up against British rule in order for self-determination. Lesotho would gain independence on October 4th, 1966, and would be led by King Moshu Moshu II. To sum it up, Lesotho exists because the people of Lesotho tried hard to remain different from the other groups in South Africa.